Hello, Geoff, and welcome to Project Control Summit. I hope you had a great experience so far.
It's been very good. Lots of great conversations. Lots of interesting people here, and it's good. Good conference.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So for today, we are going to talk about AWP, Advanced Work Packaging. We are with an expert on the topic who also own a company, AWP Insight. So we are going to talk more about AWP. So to get started, I want to ask you, Geoff, tell us what AWP is all about and what benefits we gain from AWP in project controls.
Okay, so first of all, it's advanced work packaging. And I guess importantly, it is an industry initiative, been in development for about 20 years. Advanced Work Packaging started out as a result of the Construction Owners Association in Alberta. Did a bunch of research on mega projects to try to find out what was working and what doesn't work. They came back with the answer that we all know: the more you plan, the more you get done. That became workface planning. We were applying workface planning on mega projects in Alberta for a little while, and luckily the Americans through CII saw what we were doing and got involved. They researched it some more and came and identified that it needed to expand beyond construction and needed to involve engineering and procurement. So that model expanded into advanced work packaging, where we are now. So that was around 2009. Since then, we've been working basically with companies around the world, trying to help them understand what AWP is. It is, for anybody that's involved in projects, it's sort of project management 101. You take a project, you break it into chunks, and you manage the chunks. It's not rocket science, but we have a hard time making it happen on a regular basis. The key for AWP is that those pieces of work, or those work packages, are the same across engineering, procurement and construction. And then when it gets to the field, we take a construction work package and we break that down into installation work packages. We hand an installation work package to a foreman, and before we give them the package, we make sure that they've got the material, they've got the right documents, they've got access to the workface, they've got the right tools, they've got manpower, basically trying to remove all of the things that would normally stop work from happening. So if you do that on a consistent basis, if you give the foreman what they need to get work done, they get lots of work done. That's it.
The benefit of planning in advance, right?
Yeah.
Advanced work packaging.
Who knew?
Exactly. So talking about that, you mentioned that for the foreman in construction. So is AWP just limited to construction, or you can apply AWP concept to pretty much any industry?
We certainly apply AWP across a lot of different disciplines. But I mean, being prepared before you do anything is beneficial. We started out in mega projects, of course, and oil and gas. We moved into mining, nuclear, power. Now we're doing some warehouses, automated warehouses. We've consulted with organisations that build apartment buildings. The other thing to note is that we work globally, so we've worked in 5 continents around the world, and we've done about 100 projects, so we've got a fairly good understanding of what the world is doing on the project level. Everybody has the same problems. Right, so basically the same problems that we're trying to resolve with AWP are very common across the world. And that's sort of why the world is reaching out to us now and asking us to help them understand AWP and how to apply it.
Talking about the help, so you have a great company, Insight-AWP. Tell us a bit more about Insight-AWP, what kind of services you do and how it can help other companies.
Okay, so importantly, we are embedded project management. So typically we get involved with the company when they want to apply AWP. They would come to us and ask us, an owner organisation typically, how do we get our contractors to do this? We would give them 2 or 3 or 4 people, embed them in a project, and they would stay there for the whole project and sort of coach the project on how to apply AWP. AWP has multiple elements, so we need to look at advanced work packaging in engineering and procurement. We need to look after information management, so how do we manage data and information. We need to look after workforce planning, so how do we execute work in the field. We also need to have a fairly big influence on material management, document control, because they control obviously how much we can get done. So It's very expansive, the influence that we have on a project, and that's the coaching that we provide. We've got about 40 people working for us now. At the end of last year, we were working on 12 mega projects around the world.
So, like, how many people are needed to be able to implement AWP in a company? Like, you just recruit the whole team for a company, or how would it work?
So the biggest group of people is workface planners. And workface planners is not a term that's common to a lot of construction organisations. This is essentially a new position that came out of the research. We have one workface planner per 50 workers. So you know that if you look at you do the math on that, and you look at a project that has 1,000 workers, that means you have to have 20 planners. Right? So the biggest new element, or the biggest staffing, is workface planners. It's also not something that exists right now, so we don't go to a labour outfit and ask them for workface planners. There's no such thing. We have to make them ourselves. So we look for people that have the right background, which is typically construction, a little bit of project management, some supervision, and we help them to become workface planners.
Fantastic, thank you. And for those who are interested in learning more about AWP, I understand you also provide some resources and education too. Is that right?
So this is the book I wrote. This is the second book I wrote.
I like the cover of it.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Well, and basically this is trying to explain what AWP is. We've got this available in 5 languages now. Essentially because those markets came to us and asked us to translate the book because they wanted to help their workforce understand what AWP is. That's Russian, Chinese, Spanish and Portuguese.
And how people can get this? Is it through Amazon or through your website?
Either one. So you can go to, just look it up on the web. It'll take you to either Amazon or to our site.
So it's called Even More Schedule for Sale, right?
That's right.
Oh,
it's
that's
a play
nice.
on words, you see.
Okay.
How do you buy schedule? Well, you buy schedule with effort and planning.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. So the last question, how was your experience so far with the conference, with Project Drill Summit?
Very good. Yeah, lots of great conversations here. You know, obviously we're here to draw a link between advanced work packaging and project controls, so that people understand. You know, the foundation of project controls is what do we plan to get done, what did we get done, you know, how much did we spend getting it done. Well, all of that is a product of advanced work packaging because we send the packages out there. We know how long it should take. We get timesheets back with them. We know how long it did take. That tells us where the finish line is. And that's Project Controls 101.
Exactly. Well said. Very educational. Thank you very much, Geoff, for the time and for all you do on AWP. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.